Greetings to everyone. This is Yazid. So I welcome everyone. This is our maybe video for Excel formula final exam. So today's topic is about correction. We're gonna go through this question and we see what we can do from number 1 up to maybe 17. So here we are. They said open a given Excel workbook with multiple sheets. Use it to answer all below questions. So we go and look for that file in our file manager. If you downloaded, this is the workbook, the final workbook for Excel formula. So we open. As it is open, we go to another part and we see on sheet budget. Could you tell me which of our expenses are over budget? So we go and so this is our file they gave us, having multiple sheets, and that it has opened already. So we go to this question. Next part, they said on the sheet budget, could you tell me which of our expenses are over budget? So from here we go to our Excel. Let me close this. We go to our Excel and see the sheet called budget. This is the sheet or tab called budget. So from there we analyze the data which is on this sheet and we see which kind of data we are having. For this kind of data, we can see that we have category projected expense, then actual expense, and the over budget. Projected expenses, this is the money you plan, like if you want to buy 1 kg of sugar and maybe in your plant is around 2,500. The actual expense, that is the actual money. When you reach the shop and they say maybe this sugar, it is maybe you can get it at around 3,000 or below 3,000. That is the actual expense. That is the actual money you use to pay so that you can get maybe the item. The projected, the one which you have in your mind, or the one you drafted on paper, that I'll buy this at this amount, I'll buy this and this amount. For instance, when dealing with budget for maybe weddings, you can say we approximately assume this one we're gonna buy this at this price. That is the projected expense we are gonna face. So the actual one, the real money we are paying to get that service, that is the actual one. So what is the formula to determine whether this is over budget or under budget? The formula is supposed to be actual minus projected. So we come here and we calculate the over budget by saying this the actual one, with the one we are paying to get the item, minus the one we are just assuming that maybe we shall buy at this amount. That's the formula. So when you get that formula, you just press enter and autofill. After autofilling, then you get this amount. We can see this one, the post one indicated the over budget, the negative one indicate for the under budget. So they said, could you tell us what is under budget or what is over budget? So we can come here and write something like status. We are gonna answer this question by telling, but this is what we call maybe under, or this is over. So let me copy that format for this cell. So I come here and I say if function, I click OK, then I write my log test by saying if this one is positive, or if the result we got is positive, so I'll say this one, if this one is greater than 0, which indicates that maybe this one is positive. So I'll say Excel give me the word under budget, over budget. So I'll write here the word over budget. So this is the statement I wanted. So if this statement is false, then what Excel could you maybe can give us under budget. So let us open double quotation, then we write under budget. So This is what you call under budget. We close the quotation, then we close even the bracket, then we press enter. So we can say whenever we have positive, we can have that word over budget. That is what they wanted. So let us continue with another part. Please make the over budget item stand out and stand out more using tool like condition formatting and chart. So we go to what you call what this kind of data, we select and apply what you call condition formatting. Home tab, then go to condition formatting. Since we know this one, so let us try to use this time new rule. From new rule, we use what you call formula, and we say if this one is equal to maybe over budget. So since I'm gonna copy this formula downward, so I'll need to change laws. So I'll unlock laws by removing that dollar sign. So here I'm using what you call mixed cell references. Remember, in cell reference we have relative, absolute, and mixed. So this one is called mixed. This first, the column is locked, that is absolute. But if you see low, it is to mixed, so it is not locked. This is a relative reference. So the combination between when you combine relative and absolute, you get what you call mixed reference. So I'm just making this one mixed and this one absolute. So our format, I want to this one is a preview. I want this over budget, whenever there is information for over budget, to stand out. So I will format and I see the preview. So let me go and format. I'll choose the font. I can bold it to stand them, to make them bold. So I can even go to fill. I choose maybe yellow and I click OK. So you can see the preview. So I click OK. You can see whenever I have over budget, they are very clear and they stand out. So I can even enclose this information in what we call borders. So I'll go to more borders and I select this one. And maybe I select this one. I put borders. Just I'm enclosing my information to borders and I click OK. So this is what we call the information we have. So that is the answer for that part. Part B, apply. They said and a chart, so we can use even a chart. So we can just select the item, control, then we go to the over budget, then we go to insert, then we can look for column chart. Here we can use 3D, you can use 2D. So let me use 2D. I can go to and I change this, and maybe I remove what you call maybe I remove grid. Then so from there I make this one come here. From there I can format the way to give this chart meaning, to give it a meaning. I give title, no, like this one I give maybe chart title, then I write here my title. Here maybe I can write graph, a chart showing over budget. So this is my title. I can make it stand out by making it bold, so I can highlight it and bold it. I increase, I can even underline. So that is how we can make it. I can delete this one, or I can make it and I choose weight to make it disappear. So from there then I can even apply this one, just formatting your what maybe your graph, to make the graph to have info. So I can apply I can even show table here, or if not, you can just move this table, the data label. Let me put data label, I think can work. Then another one I can apply what else, it can give this graph meaningful, can make this graph meaningful. So I can even apply remember they said to stand out, to make over budget to stand out. I can go to filter, I can go here and I filter out, I make sure utility is out because it is under budget, then I apply so that they show only this one. So this is our graph. I can make it big so that I can be clear seen. So from there I can even make this one board and maybe 12. Then what else? I think they're okay. I think that is it. So from there, what else? That is for the graph. Let us go and answer another part. They said apply a currency number format to that will make the negative number to appear as a red text. So when you're dealing with currency and you do calculation, it's not good to show negative currency in your calculation. So you highlight this Chrome, what you have in currency, you go to Home tab, look for the group code number, then you go there, you go where there is a launcher button, click there, then you can see different formats when this currency is highlighted. So this is the default format we work with. So for you to change the format, you just click on it and you click OK. You can see the changes, so you click away. That is what they wanted. So that is it. Then we go to another part. They said on sheet test currently all members need at least 20 to pass the class. Luckily, you have one final test that might be able to raise their average. You can use GoalSeek to find out what grade you need to on the final test to pass the exam. So we go to our Excel and we look for the sheet code test. This is the sheet code test. We can see we have a name. We can see these are names as test 1, test 2. So student name. So we can put just put name. Let me put name here. Student name. So we have name. This is the first person up to Hope. So these are tests. They did test 1, test 2, up to test 5, test 4. So this question was like, if someone has to pass or to be promoted to another class, has to get the average of 20. So which means the average of 20 is like, but you must get 50. When they catch it, the entire, maybe the entire what? The entire, if they add, they get the average of all the tests, you must get 52 in order to pass. That is the meaning of 20. So they said all the members need to attest to maybe to score this to pass. So we have test 1 up to test 4. We don't know the marks for test 5. So if we know the average for these guys to pass, so what is the marks for this one required so that this guy can rise to 20 or 50 marks when you did 50 average of their marks. So when you see here, the question was very clear. Use GoalSeek. So what is GoalSeek? Where do we find GoalSeek and what it does? Before we go to GoalSeek, let us highlight certain cells here and we format them to maybe feel I would like to make them white, and I make them text. Maybe I format them into text. So here, let me show something. Here, if we are to capture this number on paper, if someone give you a paper, I've just made this one to be like a paper, and you write your calculation. You say, if I want to get what this guy Tonya, the first person, marks, what is the test 5 marks for this guy? I will say this guy, I'm calculating Tonya. I'm calculating Tonya's what marks. This one Tonya's test 5. So if I'm to calculate these marks, I will say, just I'm writing on my paper. I will show I'm writing my paper. So I'm just trying to explain what is Gaussian, what can does in X, what is related to Gaussian. So a Gaussian can help us to solve unknown, like unknown values. Like when you have 5 plus x equals, maybe you have 5 plus x uh, plus x equals maybe 20. We don't know the x. We can, in mathematical, we can just say this one minus this one, you get x. But in calculation, whereby when we are using Excel can do this without you knowing that they are just doing subtraction to this one, they are crossing this to this side, and they get the answer. So Excel can have that tool, basic to do to solve such problems. It has Gaussian and solver. Solver is an advanced tool which can supersede, which can do things better than Gaussian. So Gaussian can handle only one cell at a time, but so when you are using solver, you can get x's of different unknowns in different cells at the same time. So for Gaussian, you can only get that x in one cell at a time. So let us get maybe this guy's this marks. So let us assume, not assuming, test 1, we're gonna say test 1, this is test 1. Test 1, he got 12. We say 12 plus test 2, he got 4, plus test 3, he got 8, plus test he got 8, plus test 4, which he got, whereby he got 17, plus test what test 5. So let us call it test 5 T5. So let me call it maybe T capital 5 5. So capital 5. So this one, this is test 5. We're gonna get what we call like, maybe let me select this one, I underline them to divide. I'm just dividing. Divide by, we are going to divide this one by the how many tests, 1 2 3 4 5. So 5, we are trying to get the average. So when you do this one plus this one plus this one plus this one plus this one, and you must equal to their average, which their average is 20, is given as 20. So I will say maybe I will say 20 equals to 20. Okay, let me try to do escape. I try to apply number 4, it is, let me put in text. So if I say equals, still bring the same thing, I don't want calculation. Let me try to apply text, and I see. So equals 20. So when you see this expression equals 20, let me see. I think okay, equals, let me put equals 20, which is in our question. So when you are solving this kind of information, we are getting the average or the max for this guy, but we are using average to get the x, because when you add this one plus this one plus this one divided by the number of the subject, it is like you are dividing the number of with the number of maybe test C, that is 5. That is where like we are trying to make average formula. will be equal to 20 as the expected, as the marks that, as the average someone has to get to in order to pass. So when you cross multiply this one times this one, you get 100. I think when you add this one plus this one plus this one, you can get the sum 41. So if you have 41, when you add 12 plus 4 plus 8 plus 17, you get 41. Then plus t5, that is t5, this is unknown, we don't know, equals 20 plus 20 times, because when you cross multiply you get 100. 20 times 5, that is 100. I think 100. So 41 minus 100, t5 equals 50, maybe 59. So you can see 40 minus this one will become 59. So t5 is the answer for this guy. This is the marks has to score in test 5 in order to get to go or to pass. So this is what we calculate when we don't have any idea, we don't know Excel, we don't use. So this is what we do. This is the procedure we use to calculate. But in Excel, when you go to data tab, you can go to, maybe when you go to data tab, you can see there is what you call group code forecast. Forecast means it can solve more challenge whereby you just which is there in the future. So forecast group can help you to solve, or there's a what you call a command called what if. When you click here and drop down, there is what you call go seek, and even sometimes you need to activate what you call solver. There are two things which can do the same thing, but solver can do better than go seek. So you just go to your for setting, and you advanced, you go to adding, and you bring it here to come and you use it. But for now, this question need to use solver. I need to use go seek. Let us focus on go seek. So we use go seek to solve, to avoid calculating like this to get the answer. So let us see whether we will get the same thing when we don't use this kind of calculation. Let us try to use Excel, the inbuilt tools, these powerful tools, go seek, in order to solve this unknown x, in order to get that result 59. So we first calculate the average. So we're gonna get the average for these guys. So let me get the average for this person. So I will say this 12 maybe let me say equals, maybe I can just write the formula for average, or I can just maybe use bracket, and they say this one plus this one plus whatever. You can write a function average and you use the same to get the same thing, plus this one plus then this one. You close the bracket, divide by 5. How many? 1 2 3 4 5. Divide by 5. So what is the answer? I press enter and we see the answer. This is the answer. You can see this is the answer. Maybe this is the answer. Let us try to auto fill and we see. So this is our answer. So we can even maybe let us leave the way it is. This is the average, the squared, the average, this is our calculated average. So from here, let us go and use our goal sequence so that we can solve this, or we can get the value for this one in order depending on this average. So from here we can see, we can go to data tab and we go to what if, then we go to go seek. When you go to go seek, there are 3 things you expect. Set cell, that one which is having formula of calculation. So we selected this one, so it is already selected. To value, that is the value which you set so that someone can pass. They said 20 for someone to pass. Okay, so this one must be this one. Then to value, this is the set goal, the goal you are setting. That is, you fill in that goal. It's like you want to save 1 million in 1 year. So 1 million is the goal. You put there 1 million. So calculation, the procedure we are gonna use to calculate, I'm gonna calculate I'm gonna save how much per month. That is the calculation set. Then changing cell. This is what we don't know. How much do I need to save every month so that I can reach to 1 million? That is also can help you to solve such problem. So this goal seek can help you to solve very many challenges whereby you are looking for unknown. When you have unknown, you want to get that unknown, you go for goal seek or solver. It can do that better, and even other what tools in Excel. So let us try to click or to select here the cell or what we want. So if we select there and we click OK, and let us see what we can get. So we can see we are getting 59, and we calculated manual and we got 59. That is how Excel is good. So we repeat it cell by cell. I told you when you are using goal seek, you do it solve one problem at a time. It has solved for this guy. Even we do the same thing to get the result for this guy, for this guy, for this guy. But if we are using solver, you get it at once. But this is goal seek. That is what we call the limitation of this goal seek, and solver can do proceed there and you get at once. So let us, since they say go using goal seek, let us use again we repeat the same procedure and we catch it for the other people. So we'll do the same thing, goal seek, we shall get the same thing. Then here the set goal is 20. Here we click here and we click this cell and we see what is the result. So that is the result. Okay, then we do the same thing, we repeat the same procedure and we get the same thing. That is it. Then here it is 20. Here we try to select the cell for calculation, then we get the answer. So even here we shall do the same thing. So we shall do the same thing. Goal seek, we select this cell, this is the goal, then we select here and we click OK. So this is the answer. So this is what we call the answer. So that is how we can use goal seek to solve a problem. So let us continue to see the next part. They said on the sheet, on this sheet, they said can you use goal seek to find out the grade you need on the test to pass the exam? We have done that one. That is getting the test 5 result. So on sheet test, could you help me figure out who scored the most marks overall? So let us go to our Excel and we see the overall. We calculated this is, we are gonna use sum, just summing up the result we are having. So here we have the result from here up to here, because this one we are just the assumption. This is the assumption marks. If someone has to pass, has to score this one. This is not part of the result we had. This is the result we had before. So we use this one to sum up to get the total. Let us try to press enter and we see. So from here they are trying to are telling us that there is something we left. We must add this and this one. So we know with this one we just calculated this assumption. We don't need to add to include it. So it's better to leave it or to ignore this error. So this is not error, we know what we are doing. So we autofill and we see the result. So we ignore here even the error. Even here we try to ignore the error. Even here we try to ignore the error. So that is it. So they said who scored, the question was who scored the highest marks. As we use our eye, we can see Hope got 65 better than others. So this one automatically is the one who scored the highest score marks. So but in Excel we don't just use eye to tell the answer. So we should use a formula to tell the answer. Who scored the highest marks. So if you have Excel 2021 and 365, you can use just the VLookUP. VLookUP is the function which can look for something and give you the name. It can go through this value and knows that this one having the greatest and brings the result a name. But for me, I'm using 19, of which I don't have VLookUP. Even if I try to type here VLookUP, I don't have it. So for me, I will have to combine two functions in order to get that very answer. So when you are using 21 365, you can easily just go use VLookUP. Is very easy. But when you are using Pro like me, you have to look for either function to combine them so that you can get the same answer. So let us combine this function, lookup value, a lookup function, then we combine with this maximum. Since we want to see the maximum, so we combine with this one. So I will say look for me the maximum. So I will use this maximum value. I will select this maximum value, then I cross the bracket, I press comma. So the lookup vector, this is the value we are gonna look, and we determine which one we're gonna see, maybe which one is having the greatest marks. So that is the lookup vector. So the result vector, I would like you to bring the name when the person is having the greatest marks. So after selecting those items or those criteria, then I press enter. We shall see Hope is the one having the greatest marks. So here maybe I can just modify this one and make it maybe that is it. I think that is it. That is how you can answer this question. You can just put in border your work and make it organized and look neat and so that attractive. So now you can just make it attractive and make it appealing to someone who's marking. So that is how we can answer that. But then so this is how you can answer this one. You can see Hope is having the highest marks. You can see the function we are used to get that answer. So if I click here, you can see the function I used to get this name. That is how you can solve that. We go to another question. Let us go to another question. They said on a sheet donation, if one gave at least 50, then they will receive a free tote bag. Use appropriate function that will type free gift for each person who donated at least $50. So we go to our Excel, we look for the sheet called donation. We go to donation column, we go here, then we look for, we'll type there the if function, because this is a logical question which can be solved by only if function. So we'll write there if function. If function has key the logical test. Logical test is here. If someone donated at least it means the smallest, you begin from 50 up to. So if someone donated greater than or equal to 50, has to get the word I would like comma. This is our question, because if function you ask a question and you tell what you want to see. If the question is true, they give you the answer what you want to see. If the question is not correct, then they give you another part. They give two-sided answer. So this is the question we have just built. If someone donated greater than 50 or equal to 50, okay, so what do you want to see if this one is true? So I would like Excel to give me they said it's supposed to be free gifts. So free gifts. So let me sorry, let me put free gifts. I'm typing the word free gifts. Free gifts. So I will close and I close the bracket, then I press enter. So that is how we can try to capture this one. So Let us autofill and see what we can see. So we can see false, false, false. We don't want to include that word false, false. So we can modify our formula. So from here, we can just say, okay, let us modify this formula function. And they say, instead of the word false, please can you give me this symbol? Or I would just say negative, or you can include 0. So it is better if someone didn't get free gifts, just include that symbol. You can use 0, it's okay. Then for me, I will use this one. Then I press enter. So I will autofill, and I see this one. So let me try to modify this my answer, and I try to like I would like to copy this format. I try to copy this format so that they look uniform. I think that is it. So that is what we call maybe this format is not okay. Let me try to do undo. So let me see what can I do. Copy the format. So I'll just copy these two, I'll just copy these two. I'll use format painter. I'll use format painter to copy that format because I want them to look uniform. So from there, I think it has worked. From there, I can even make them, I can apply what you call border. I go to home, border, more borders. I select this one, the color, and make this one. Then this side, I make right, then make pick okay. So I think it's now looking uniform. That is what they wanted. You can see we modified the formula and it's giving us what we want. So that is what they wanted. You can even like bold this answer so that they can stand out. I think yes, you can see it is okay. So let us go and try to answer another part. They said we are going to start offering shipping for the subtotal of the order is at least 100. Do you think we could do? So this one is not clear. If I'm not saying I'm not saying the sheet which I can use to answer this one. So let us go to another number. On sheet start, use Excel function, if function with the multiple criteria and the or function to fill the column, using AND function to check if the student passed the exam. So on this two assessment, so if both assessment they give us this logical test and the formula will turn, so it's a matter of copying this logical test and we put there and we see what we can solve. Let us go to start sheet. Then we see here they said we can even here put total. You can put total, maybe you can put the word total here. So we can try to capture this total. I can try to capture this total. So I press enter. I autofill then. So from there I can just use what they give us to write what they wanted. So I will use AND function. So AND function. They said what do we need to write there? It's this one. So I'll just copy this. I copy this, then I go and write AND function there. I paste. That is what they want us to write. We close this bracket. AND function just help you to combine different logical tests, which can be impossible with the if function. If function can only build one logical test, but when you're using AND or it combines two functions. it to a logical test. This one, b3 greater than 50 in if function can, it's okay, but if you press command you put even this one, it will not work. So if function doesn't have that power to combine these two logical tests. This is just a logical. So and function just help you to bring out two logical tests together. So it combines two logical tests. That is what and function can do, and the or function. So here we need to bring our if function, and from there, after selecting if function, we come here. If this logical test is okay or it is true, what do we need to see as the result, as maybe Excel has to bring? So they said if this formula will return the formula will return, if not, fail. So if that statement is true, we need to see this word pass. So if that one is true, we need to see that word pass. We need to see that word pass, and we need to see that word pass. Let us close. If that one false, we need to see, let us open double quotation, we need to see fail. So let us take the word fail, then we close, and then we press enter. So we shall see, we just autofill to get the answer. See, that is what they wanted. So the same thing, the same story, we shall say equals, or then we go and see what they told us to form using or function. The same thing. You just need to copy this one, so no logical, nothing too much there. So we just need to copy. They told you what to do already, then you just close. So here, from there, you need to come and bring your if function. You can combine them, but it's okay. You can just deal with one, and you understand. You control what you control your calculation. So comma, if this one true, what they told us to do. So they said if this one, that statement is true, maybe they would like to see the word pass, comma, we close this one. If this one false, they want to see the word fail. Let us take the word fail, then we close, then we close the bracket, we press enter. So that is what they want to see. So you can see this one pass, this pass, because you can see it. If you get something, or if you get 50, either 1 or 2, you pass. That is the meaning of this statement. This statement means this one failed, because if you get 50 something here, more than 50 here, and you don't get 50 here, something you get below something 50, of course you fail. Like here, you got 52 here, but here you got 42. So if we make this one 55, you must pass, but because you got 42, you failed. So that is how we can see. So the same apply here. If you got like 50 somewhere, and even if you get 0 somewhere, but provided you get greater than 50 somewhere, you pass. Here the same answer apply here. If you can see, you got 85 here and 5 here, but you passed. But if you make this one 0 or 5 also, it fails. So that is what we call those are logical parts which can be combined to solve the problem using if function. So that is how you can solve that problem. We go to another part. They said on sheet invoice, create a formula to calculate the subtotal, tax, and the order. So on sheet invoice, we go to our Excel. This is the sheet called invoice. This is our sheet invoice. So when you are dealing with invoice and when you are preparing invoice, it is better you cut these things, you convert into table. So and when you are dealing with invoice, it works better when you are doing, maybe when you convert into a table, because table can solve problems. So something which is invoice, first change that things in table format. So this one is for table. So they said the first part, they said using invoice create a formula to calculate the subtotal. Me, I enjoy to work with table because they have various functions to calculate to calculate subtotal, tax order, subtotal. So let us go to our Excel. They said we should bring a function which can calculate a tax. Obviously, when I'm calculating tax, it's like tax. This is the tax rate. I first lock it times of course tax times the subtotal, because if I add this one plus this one, I'll get total subtotal here times this one. So that is the formula they want. So that is the formula. They said we calculate even the total, the subtotal. So subtotal equals price times unit. So this one times unit, which is this one. So you press enter. So you can see, you can autofill this this formula. Oh, when you convert this one into table, it autofill automatically. So what is the formula for calculating subtotal? Subtotal is equal to sum of order subtotal is equal to sum of all subtotals. So equals to sum, we select that sum. So we're gonna add this one plus this one, then we press enter. So that is the formula. So what else they told us to calculate? They said we calculate they said we calculate subtotal, it's okay, tax and order subtotal. So we have finished this one. So let us go to another part. Still on the sheet invoice, and use VLookUP to calculate the shipping cost and basing on the shipping option from the sheet. So this is the shipping cost. They want to look for, use VLookUP to calculate the shipping cost. So where's the option for shipping? They said using invoice, using sheet invoice, use VLookUP function to calculate the shipping cost basing on shipping option from the maybe what from the sheet called shipping. So let us go to our Excel and we see what is on shipping. So this is the table. We can convert into a table. So okay, so we remove this filter button. So this is also a table. So we depend on this one to calculate what you call a shipping cost. What is a shipping cost? So if you are standard, you're gonna pay this one as a shipping cost. If you are this one, you're gonna pay that one. So let us go and write that formula there. We go to invoice. We say equals VLookUP. They said we use VLookUP. VLookUP. What are we looking for? VLookUP value is, we go to our they said, let us go and read the question. They said use VLookUP function to calculate shipping cost basing on the shipping option from the shipping. So we go to shipping and we go to shipping option. We are looking for shipping cost, shipping option, then comma, this is the lookup value. So comma, what is next? This one is a comma, not a comma. So this is comma. So what is next? We're gonna use this one table as table array. What is next? Next is called column index. Column index, that is where the cost is. So 1, 2. So we put 2, comma. What do we want? We want exactly. We don't want approximate. So we put 0. We close our formula and we press enter. I think I've not pressed enter. I think it's okay. Now it's okay. So this is what we want. This is what we wanted. So let us go and see another. we are answering this question. On a sheet invoice, we are starting to process a lot more invoices these days. It gets tedious to look up the product name and price from the product worksheet after adding the product ID. Do you know if there is a way to our spreadsheet pull in this info automatically? So we're gonna answer this question, and we go to our sheet called invoice. We capture this one, we capture this one, we capture this one. So they would like we would like to, like, when I add a product ID, it brings automatically the rest of this information: product name, product price, then unit. That is it. So here, in order to do this, we need to create a function which can do it better. If you have VLookUp, if you have XLOOKUP, it makes it better. It makes it very, very easy for you. It simplifies life for you. If you are like me, don't have that version of which is having VLOOKUP, so the solution, XLOOKUP, the solution is VLOOKUP. So we're gonna use VLOOKUP to solve this challenge. You can as well use HLOOKUP in case you copy and paste this information and vertical way. So to simplify life, we're gonna use what we call VLOOKUP, and you can even make it dynamic by combining it with other functions, so that you just autofill. When you write here a function, you autofill and you get the answer this side, and you can come autofill like this, and you autofill like this, and even downward you get the same answer. So for this case, let us just maybe let us just use VLOOKUP and see what we can do, because they want to pull a name and price and the unit. So we use VLOOKUP in a simple way. VLOOKUP, we know what you are looking at: text value and ID, that is our lookup value. Then table array, I think this one is obvious. We go to our table and we select the entire information. So from there, the column index, here you can use match function to make it dynamic, so that you can autofill. You can autofill horizontally and vertically, or you can use even column function also can do it better, and you combine this function. So you either use column function or match function to combine this information, so that you can work. But for me, let me not make things hard for you. Let me just simplify life, and we use this normal one, column index, and we make it I think the column index, we are looking for the product name, the column 1 2, I think it is 2. Then I think we need to get the exact match. We press enter. So this is the information we're gonna get, and we do the same thing. So what I was trying to say, you can autofill like this and you get the answer, but as for now, when you autofill again, you get errors because it is not dynamic. But you can make it dynamic by combining it with other functions. So here, let us use again VLOOKUP. No problem, we repeat because the procedure is very easy. VLOOKUP, not complete, make your life complicated. We just make life easy. So by using VLOOKUP can make it easy. So we depend on this comma, then table array. Table array is this. I think table array. Let me select it. Table array. Table array is this one. Then comma. Then column index. This time you are looking for price. I think it was price. So 1 2 3 4, we put 4. No, sorry, we put 4, I think 4, comma, then put 0, we close the bracket, press enter. So this is the price we are looking for. Then unit, these are quantity, so we're gonna repeat that very procedure. I'm gonna, okay, I'm gonna select this one, I copy, I press enter, because I paste this one, but instead of 4, I'm looking for product quantity, which is 1 2 3. So here, instead of 4, it is 3. So here I press enter, and we get the answer. So if we are to check, we have this slotted spoon, it is 11. So we can go to our invoice. Slotted spoon is 11, I think. Yeah, okay. So you can see it is just autofill, and to bring that information, that is to make life easy, that is if VLookUP can do it better, we can confirm it, and we can try to let us try to add another row, and we copy from this an ID, like this one. For this one, let me copy it. I'm copying this ID, and I take it to invoice, and I paste it, and you see what comes next. You can see they just autofill. Everything come just and capture it automatically. So that is how we can prepare the invoice. Let me take it away because it was not there. So let us try to continue with the question. And they said we're using the suite table that will make sure that any new data will include automatically to avoid having broken formulas. So I've just converted my work in a table. I told you, when you're working with the invoice, make sure your worker is in table, because table has very many advantages, like even making the cell absolute where it is necessary, or expansion, auto filling the formula, everything it can be done in a table format, and make everything easier. So that is how we can answer that one. We have already done, we have converted everything in a table format, so there's no need to go back. On sheet invoice, calculate the total order cost. We calculate that one by summing up this one, calculate the total cost order. So here, this is the cost, the total order cost. The total order cost, it will be the total order cost, it will be, if you have order subtotal, you have shipping cost. So we have even we have what we call even other information. Which information do we have? We have discount, we have shipping cost, we have tax, we have what you call ship order subtotal. So this is the sum of these cost, and this is the tax, and from there, this is the tax, and this is the shipping cost, this is this discount. So if you want to get the total order cost, it means we must add a tax plus that money we used to buy, that is subtotal order, plus the shipping cost, that is shipping cost, the amount you pay for transportation of your things. Then because taxes, that is government revenue, the government money. Then the order, the subtotal order, that is the amount you use to buy the item. Then the shipping cost, that is the amount you use to transport your item. Then the total order will be equal to this subtotal. Let us use a bracket. This subtotal plus tax plus shipping cost. Then we gonna subtract this one minus the discount, because a discount is that deducted money. They say because you have bought a lot of things, we have maybe reduced you something, we have deducted you something like this. So that amount they reduce from your actual money. You're supposed to pay 10,000. They say no, pay some. Maybe we have reduced you something like 10. You reduce from, instead of paying that exact amount, you end up paying something reduced. So that is a discount. The discount giving you an offer when you have bought something, or when there is a season for offer, you buy something at a low price. That's why we are subtracting this, because this is E3. This is the subtotal, the amount we use to buy item, the tax that the government gonna charge, and the shipping cost that we're gonna pay to transport our property. This discount, it means we are subtracting the what we call the amount that maybe the company decided to offer to us. So we press enter, and this is how we can capture this. So we continue. Still on sheet, we will still be offering free standard shipping and order over 100. So I will say, I'll go to my Excel, and they say that is a discount. They say if we rate, if the function there, if function, if we select it, or if function tab, we select it. Then if this one, the total order is greater than or equal to 1. Remember they said at least 100, so greater than or equal to 100. So comma, this one must get a credit of a discount of this one 5.99. we lock it. Otherwise, if you don't do that, they didn't specify, we just put a 0, so we assume they didn't get any discount. We press enter, and we see. So this is what we were meant to write there. So from there we go to another part, and we see they said we're still on the sheet. And so if a shopper spend at least 100, they should get a credit for the cost of standard shipping, this one, toward their total order cost. So this is the discount they get. So maybe you can just modify and the if function. So if a shopper has spent this one, they should get a credit of standard, credit for the cost, get a credit for the cost of standard shipping, this one. So this is what we are supposed to do. Already we are putting that if function. So on sheet invoice, if you don't type the exact name of shipping option, the VLookUP function will stop working. Create a data validation drop down, and this to solve the problem. So we can come here, and this one we select that, we go to data tab, we look where there is data validation, and this is data validation. We go there, then we say, we click and we choose list. Then from there we will try to navigate what we want to form the list. So we select these items, and we go back and we click OK. So when you come here, you can have the list you can see. So this is what they wanted. So that is how we can solve that problem. So let us continue and see the next part. On sheet stock, write a formula that combine both if function and the VLookUp to determine if the product is in stock or out stock, basing from sheet product. So we go to sheet code product and you can see some of the items they are out stock. How do you know that they are out stock? They are 0. So in stock, which means they are still there, so we can see the value. So let us go to a sheet code stock and we see we write here function. So in order to bring out that info better, we first use VLookUp and we see what we first use VLookUp to bring the real value here. So I want to see the quantity to come in this column, so I will use VLookUp to pull out that information for me. And my lookup value is that one. Then table array, my table array is this product one, and I select this one. Then from there comma, then index. So I want this one quantity to come, so I'll count 1 2 3, so I put 3, and I want exact match, then I close, I press enter. So I can see I'm seeing values here. So to modify this function better, since the VLookUp is bringing this one, the actual value, and I want to see if the value is greater than 0. If the value is greater than 0, that means it is in stock. If the value is less than 0, then it means, or it is, if the value is equal to 0, it means out stock. So if the value is greater than 0, so it means it is in stock, it is there. The value you can see what these are in stock. But if the value is 0 0 0, so that is out of stock. So we can just modify this VLookUp. Since the answer you get is this one when you use VLookUp, we shall just come here and write if function. Then we come here and we say the whole of that statement, that is VLookUp, if that answer we get after using the VLookUp is greater than 0, we say if that answer which is coming out of due to use of VLookUp is greater than 0, comma, I would like Excel to give me in stock. Then I close. Otherwise, Excel will just know the opposite part of it. I don't need to write the logical test again. I'll just write what I want to see. Otherwise, give me out stock. Oh, this is it, and we close the graph, we press enter, and we see. So that is how we can combine these two and they work together. So from there you can see we can try to modify this. Just put in order and we can wind out. So that is how we can solve the problem. So I will select it and I see the preview. I click OK. So this is what they told us to do. I think that is it. What is? Oh, okay. So that is how we can use if function and we get the answer. So and what was the question? In stock also basing on the yes. So thanks for that. Thanks for listening.